What's up? We are live, baby. And we just opened up bar 28 here on a 5-minute NQ chart. We're trading NASDAQ futures. And I'm keeping an eye on everything here today, man. ATR here on NQ 25. Pop over to gold. ATR sitting at 9.6. Big old bar 8 on gold. So we'll keep an eye on gold here as well today. YM ATR sitting at 40. That's all right. That's all right. YM can act kind of like a fall back a little bit. ATR over on ES, just under 5. But I'm going to stick to NQ. You know, 25 on the ATR is not the greatest ATR we've ever seen, but it is workable. Good morning. How we doing? All right, 3.5 minutes out here from the close of 28, and I will see what we end up with here. This market trying to extend downside, pick up volatility a little bit. We'll see if it can. All right, 3 minutes here. Yeah, if you're looking at gold, I think we got to watch it. Got to pay attention to it, but be careful here. Got an ATR of 10.5 on gold. That's not small. You know. It's twice as volatility. Twice as much volatility risk as is currently on NQ. Did any of you guys see this move overnight, by the way, on NQ? Was trading that push a little bit. That was crazy. All right, here comes 29. Let's hope we get a little more action out of 29. If we can get a bull push, I'd want to see it deep back up toward the upper third of this soft bear channel. And if we can get volatility up a little bit in the meantime, that would also be great. I'm gonna get rid of this as soon as I can. 3 minutes here until the close of 29. See if the bears can extend that a bit deeper. See this? Gold having trouble with the Wikaya 7 popping through, trying to pull back. Gotta be careful on gold. Especially when the ATR is a bit higher like it is today. Take it easy, small size if you're going to trade metals. Really this whole week. Speaking of which, what's the silver ATR looking like? It's low 60s? Still pretty high on silver. Alright, 90 seconds out here. I'm gonna see if I can put something on. "25 seconds out." Yeah, I don't care about that. Okay, let's take a peek. Wick back will give that 20-25 seconds. See if it can fill me. On the open of bar 30. We may see the bulls just faded back, in which case we're looking at quite a soft bear channel. Give this thing 10 more seconds, see if it can take out that wick low. Nothing. No fill, no trade. Moving on. Alright. Gold, I do think you can make the argument here for a soft bull channel. The problem is you got a big flat top here, though flat tops tend to break. However, if this ends up being a big trading range all day, which is not uncommon on metals, that's a problem. Yeah, gold's a little ugly right now, as far as what I want. All right, bar 30. 55 seconds out here. Well, okay, I'll keep an eye on 31 here and see. Big wick back out of 30. That puts us right in the middle. It's nothing I can do there. Rubber ducky, big dog. A big trading ram, 3,200 bucks. Good work. All right, I'm gonna fill there and set this guy. I'd love to use the wick high at 25, but I'm gonna go ahead and use the wick high at 26. All right. And let that guy work. See if he can get the job done. Yeah, my trade evade's working fine. I don't want to speak too soon, but I haven't had any issues. Of course, I'm linking it into NinjaTrader. I'm not actually using the platform. I don't know if that makes a difference. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I use Rhythmic for my Apex accounts, and I use Trade Evade for my Take Profit Trader accounts. So if you're using Trade Evade for Apex, maybe that's the problem. I don't know. I don't know how that's all set up. All right, 65 seconds out. Bears got me, what was it, 16, 17 points in the money. For a tad more. Alright, there's the open of 33. Alright, ATR holding up. Reasonable. Sitting at 25. All right, there's the open of 34, coming right to the 20. Bears had me what? What was it again? 16? 16 points in the money. Wasn't enough. Alright, is all this Trade Evade drama just with Apex Trade Evade accounts? These are starting to make me nervous. Minor take profit trader. Again, with Apex, I use Rhythmic, and then I use Trade Evade with my take profit trader accounts. And I'm not having any issues. I haven't had any issues at all. Alright. Alright, Bulls. I'm sorry, Bears, you bunch of babies, fade this thing. I've had about enough. Alright, cut it there. I have to hit it again. Let's see if I can get a fill. Give that about 15 seconds to fill me. Okay. And stop goes above what I originally wanted, which is the wick high of 24. Leave that out. I gotta update the trade count. Motherfucker. There we go. Okay. Yeah, still no trade evade issues on my side, so I think take profit trader accounts. I think we're good, man. See if I can get a full ATR here, which also happens to be 1R, which is good. Actually, a little better than 1R now. Boom, pull it right there. Beauty. Give the copy trader a second to flatten. 3, 2, 1, flat. Alright. See what else we can get here. All right, there's the close of 35. That's a pretty sizable bar, and it's the first in any kind of sequence. So there's nothing I can do on 35. So I gotta wait for 36. The issue here is that we're in a big soft bear channel. Which, if you're wondering, by the way, was the exact bet of those last two trades. To the untrained eye, to those of you not in the tomb, baby, you might think 34 is a long. That assumption ignores context, which is more important than the setup. Obviously, they go hand in hand, but Tier 1 is always context. Tier 2 is then setup. Alright. 4 minutes out here till the close of 36. Should we check in on gold? ATR 8.7. Yeah, there's nothing immediately here for me on gold. Back to NQ. Alright, 2 minutes here till the close of 36. Okay, so the wick low here at 29 is not a very mature level. It's been there for 30 minutes. Yeah, I mean, you know there's a few stops down there, but it's not like it's loaded up. I want loaded up. Alright, nothing there on 36, so I keep an eye on 37 here. Again, the wick low at 29. I'd love to stop hunt it, but I'm not going to pretend like it's, you know, some big mature level where there's 50,000 stops. It's a little young, but I can still try to use it if I get a half reasonable setup with a small bare body. Keeps risk reasonable, gives me a shot at it. Yeah, you know, if I can get a reasonable bear close well beneath, that doesn't even have to be well beneath, just beneath the wick low of 36, I'll short it. Only using a stop limit sell. I don't think I want to smash it with a limit order in this case. But I'd hit it with a stop limit sell, see if I can get a fill 3 minutes out. Just see if we can test the wick low at 29, about 35, 40 minutes old. Medic, love to hear it, brother. Yeah, those, I mean, look, I know that Apex is 90% off right now, tremendous. But if you're someone who's like, okay, I just need some money coming in, like, as often as possible, you know, maybe your expenses are pretty damn low, daily payouts at Take Profit Trader are a big deal. I think that can change everything. If you can get a little bit of edge and take payouts, you know, even if it's just a few days a week. It's some money coming in. All right, 90 seconds out here from the close of 37. What do you say? Should we take a peek? Come on, 37. Don't you grow much more than that, man. Ten seconds out. Boom, place that guy there. See if I can get a fill. Yeah, Bull's trying to take it back. Come on, you bears, go! 5 seconds. Bunch of babies. Alright, no fill, no trade. Back in a few minutes. Don't you go anywhere, baby. What's up? Welcome back. And bar 40 here, it's 2 minutes out from closing. Now, I have a question for the chat. So where do you think we go from here? Does this turn into a soft bull channel reversal? Or do we fade and go right back to this big soft bear channel? If I came to you right now and said, hey, you have to take a trade if you win the trade. Meaning, let's say it goes at least 75 points in your direction from right here. I'll give you 10 million bucks. And if you lose, you get nothing. There's no risk, but you get nothing. Are you buying or selling? That's hard, man. It's hard because we're coming into FOMC. Man, kind of a mixed bag, huh? All right, well, ATR is kind of fading here at 21. But my problem here with 41, bar 41 that is. See, I'm still looking at this. The problem is 37 couldn't take out the wick low of 29. Which, we see this a lot. You'll sometimes see this kind of situation every day for weeks. Which effectively makes the soft bear channel kind of a short-term wedge. Which means, can I really sell the close of 41, risking the wick high of 35, when you can make an extraordinarily strong argument that we're just in a sort of wedge? Where the break is 50-50, essentially, when it does break. For me, I need more information. I need more information. All right, poll in the chat. If 42, which is the next bar here, 5-minute bar here on NQ, closes as a doji, I'll give away a take profit trader account. Let's see, but I want to see what we think. By the way, that's regardless if doji wins in the poll, so feel free to vote for real. I'm actually curious. Right here at the wick high of 35, by the way. Closing inside the wick high of 35 out of 41. That shows a tad of bull insecurity. I don't love to see that. Let's see what 42 can put together. Two minutes! 2 minutes to the close. Big bar 42. Alright, that's it. Out of 42. No doji, man. Now, my concern... Are we just going to see this until FOMC? FOMC is in 1 hour. Okay, so, reminder here. You gotta be careful, man. If you're trading with a prop that doesn't want you trading news, like Take Profit Trader, chill out around FOMC. At least a few minutes before and after. Probably more like 15 before and after. Once the interest rate decision hits, which is at 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central, 11 a.m. on the West Coast, that is going to be the primary kind of initial volatility, and then we're going to get the Q&A, the talk, and that is going to be kind of up in the air. Okay, so we'll see what we get out of that. I mean, sometimes that contributes to more like a trend. A lot of times it's just a lot of back and forth, and then the interest fizzles out. That'll be at 1:30 here. The rate decision's at 1 Central, and then the press conference is a half hour after. Expectations, by the way, 3.75% is the forecast for rates. Take a peek at gold over here. Oh man, gold is in a big wedge too. I know it's easy to look at this and say, oh man, but don't forget. Well, ATR on gold, it's still pretty damn good, 8.6. ATR over here on NQ, remaining in the low 20s. Again, low 20s is that's not the greatest ATR, but you can work with low 20s. 22, 23, it's alright, but I do think we're in a sideways trading range here on NQ. About 60 points wide, 55 points wide. What's up? Welcome on in. We're trading NASDAQ futures. This is a 5-minute NQ chart, and we are in a big old sideways trading range, about 55 points wide. ATR is 23, 22, 23. I'll chill out a little bit here. All right, so by the way, again, hey, FOMC here in 49 minutes. The expectations. It's currently looking like a 99.4% probability that the Fed makes no change, which means 3.75%. Okay. If the Fed does make a change, which is rather unlikely, You gotta understand, that's gonna lead to a lot of volatility. Depending which way they go, whatever. A lot of volatility up or down. Now, they're probably going to do nothing and leave things unchanged, which the market has already massively priced in with a 99.4% probability. Still, there's going to be volatility upon the release. Okay, but what I'd be on the lookout here for, again, if you're trading take profit trade, or really if you're trading at all, I do not encourage you to trade the actual news release. It's 50-50. Okay, but the press conference will be half an hour after the news release, so it's 2:30 p.m. Eastern time. When Powell does his talking, answers questions. I would, personally, I'd chill out for the first 5 or 10 minutes of that, and then you can start working your way back into trades if you have something that you need to take. Initially, usually is when the bombshells get dropped, if any. I imagine today is going to be not all that exciting just due to the nature of the extremely high probability of the Fed making no change. And then the press conference typically for the last, 4 years at this point has been whenever the Fed opens their mouth, it's basically them kicking the can down the road, saying the same things we've always heard. If they phrase it a little differently and it creates some insecurity in the market, that can lead to more volatility. If, tariffs get brought up in any way, that can lead to some volatility, even still today. So we shall see, man. We shall see. Just expect most likely no change in rates. If they do make a change, the market's going to go mad. It's going to go insane. Which direction? Don't know. Depends what change they make. Because that's so unexpected. And then the press conference is, where the nuance lies. Probably still not all that exciting. So, just hang out. Don't trade the news release. Don't trade the first, I'd say, 5, 10, 15 minutes of the press conference. Then work your way back in. So 55 seconds out here from the close of 45. Man, if you haven't yet, hit like on the stream. I appreciate you doing so. What do you guys think? Are we stuck? Are we stuck in this little range, man, until FOMC? I think we may be stuck. You might see a little bit of movement heading in to the release, but I gotta tell you, usually more movement occurs. If you guys remember 4 or 5 years ago, well, 3, 4, 5 years ago, coming into FOMC, the probabilities were a lot more mixed up, as far as what the market thought the Fed was going to do. That led to a lot of volatility. Today, everyone just knows the only thing that's going to lead to crazy volatility really is if Powell slips up and says something insane off his rocker crazy, or if they do something completely unexpected, which you got to understand. The Fed, I've said this for years because it remains true. What's the Fed's job? The Fed's job is to look correct in hindsight. Okay? Even if they're painfully, kind of weirdly late to make statements. Right? The Fed's biggest fear is making a statement and then having to walk it back. So the Fed will kick the can as far as they can until they can finally hold up an inflation number and say, look how well we did. So don't overhype it. Just focus on your trading here this afternoon, man. It's an easy thing to get hyped up about. In 2026, FOMC is kind of like whatever at this point, right? So let's see, man, what we get this afternoon. I'll tell you what, man, I'm going to go chill for, I don't know, an hour, 45 minutes, eat lunch, come on back. I'll see what the release says. Most likely no change. Wait for Powell to answer questions for 10, 15 minutes and get back to it, man. We'll see what the afternoon brings. All right, guys. Hey, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you tomorrow morning.